selfishly, but although you guys are doing it selfishly, by putting it out there, you're kind of you want people to be involved in your journey. Yeah. So anyone who possibly could be in the same situation will watch that and they'll feel helped by it.
Yeah, that's the point. I was being candid. Yeah, it's selfish, but we really want to show people that just because you have a stammer, it's not the end of the world. I have a covert stammer, but there are people who had overt stammers. Literally, every word, couldn't say nothing. And now they can speak as good as me, some even better than me.
That's cool.
By just doing what we're doing, putting ourselves out there. And fluent speakers like yourself could benefit from doing it as well.
I can imagine.
Just by putting yourself out there, social anxiety is a madness now. It plagues everyone.
No, I have, terribly. But I don't know, I like to just go over the top and do it. I love networking and talking to people, so I just use that.
That's the cure to everything. Meeting people, speaking, man. Happiness is when you're with other human beings. Yeah. Not on WhatsApp, man.
Oh, I know.
Face to face, man.
It's like, for example, I don't know if you heard about it today, the RAF, it was the RAF something...
100 years.
100 years?
Yeah, I saw a plane fly over my workplace today.
Whereabouts do you work?
It was Clapham Junction today.
Oh, okay. I work around King's Cross, so around Russell Square, I could see like all the planes flying past. But this is the weird thing. I came out of lunch, like going to like the Sainsbury's to go and get my Lucozade, like I usually do. No, nah, just the Lucozade, because I already had lunch in the fridge. So I was like, went down, and then like there was just these clusters of people just looking in the sky, and I'm just like, why are these people looking in the sky? So I walked to Sainsbury's, come out of Sainsbury's, and I'm looking. I look in the sky as well, and I'm like, what are they looking at? Like there was a helicopter up there, and I was like, what's going on? So like I walked across the road, but then as I came down the stairs, there was like a part where you can cross the road straight away. Yeah. And as I was going to walk like down the other way to go to my workplace, and I was like, no, I'm just going to walk across the road because there's another cluster of people looking up into the sky. Let me see if I can see something different from this angle. So I get across the road, I'm looking up in the sky, and I'm like, what are you guys looking at? And then this guy comes over, and he's like, what are you guys looking at? And I was like, bro, to tell the truth, no idea. And he was like, all right, cool. And then there was this lady in front of us explaining the whole thing, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's nice.
All right, that's nice. And then I was going to take my phone out to film it. I was like, but no, I don't care enough for this. I just wanted to know why they were looking in the sky.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean... what else? You said you were doing a documentary?
Yeah, so I've actually interviewed several people. I'm part of the British Stammering Association as well.
Okay.
I'm actually going to the conference in Cardiff in September.
Okay, cool. Plug.
Yeah. So I've interviewed CEOs who stammer. I haven't put it out, man. I did these interviews months ago, bro. But I'm waiting for the right marketing time because I'm working on a massive project with a couple partners. So when that project's in motion, I'm going to release the good material, and it's going to be so good.
Well, whenever you're releasing that shit, come on the podcast, we'll talk more about it, promote it all the time, all day, man. Yeah. But, so what is the interview documentary? What is it to do with your journey? Is it to do with your YouTube channel?
Basically, it's a documentary for people with stammer, showing them how they can take control of their lives and how other people have done so. So the format is we interview fluent people and get their perspective on people with stammer, what they think stammering is and how they think it affects us who actually stammer. Then the second part is interviewing people who actually stammer and taking the best bits from the interview, explaining their journey, how much they've suffered or not suffered. Some people stammer and they've lived a perfectly fine life. Very few, but it does happen. And the final part is understanding how the people who had it bad have overcome their stammer and lived the life they're living now.
Okay.
Explaining all the techniques specifically and all the things they did. So hopefully people watching that who stammer at home can watch it and gain information and start their journey.
So this documentary is the way how I see it is kind of like, is it one long movie or is it broken into parts?
It's different. It's like interviews.
Okay.
Or cut up.
Because the way how I can see it all put together in my head and is like an actual, like a movie documentary, like the type of thing you would see on like Netflix or something like that. Yeah. And instead of just posting it online, how I would say to market it or advertise it is have a premiere for it. And because then if you have this long movie, you can sit down and take people on a journey.
Yeah.
And then I don't know, it feels like it'll be, not that it won't be as hard hitting the way how with different interviews, but just put it all together and it just make it like I don't know, like it's more of a big point on it. Because it's something that's not really spoken about enough or in any circle, to be honest. And it's kind of like people who have Tourette's, it's kind of, they have Tourette's and it's kind of, okay, they have it and they might throw out random words, but to me, it feels like it's more accepted than kind of someone with a stutter or a stammer. And people with Tourette's, they can more joke about these things that they're saying, or other people might joke with them and they laugh along and it kind of makes it easier for them. But if you have a stutter, there's no one really if someone's laughing at you, they're laughing at you. You know what I mean? There's no like, we can laugh together about this, like you're laughing at me. So it's like, once you start laughing at me, it's just like, well, why are you laughing? This is aren't I doing something normal?
The problem is you start stuttering. It's like, for some of us, for a lot of us, it's inconsistent. Sometimes we could be fluent for like 5 minutes, and all of a sudden we get a mental block. Mental block means we have a word in our head, but we physically can't get it out. Somewhere between the mental and the mouth is a blockage. So then, speaking fluently, then we start, or nothing comes out. The listener ain't got a clue what's going on, and that's when he just gets mad.
Yeah.
So, but Tourette's is just, it's always there. Like, you can't hide it, it's there. Yeah. With stammering, you can hide it, get away with it, sneak around, and when you sneak around, it makes it worse.
Unless you're doing it like the techniques.
Yes, you do it on purpose. So you're always stammering, so you never get that judgment because you're always stammering.
So then, like you were saying, subconsciously it'll just become an
an
everyday thing. So then you'll just be like, you're talking normally and you're just like, whoa, hang on, that's
you got it. That's our method, and that's what we're trying to teach. And the stuttering community, man, I tell you the truth, bro, is messed up. The stuttering community is only 1% of the population.
Oh wow!
But in that 1%, people are arguing over different things. The best way to do this, the best way to do that. It's not united, the stuttering community. It's all messed up. So we're trying to really show people, not talk about it, literally show people how it's done.
So would you say there's a specific way that people have to, or they would learn how to put their stammer under control, like say fundamentals that they need to have in place that would specifically help elevate them, and then beyond these fundamentals, any other tips and tricks that person has personally will help them progress even further?
Definitely yoga, mindfulness, meditation, all the extra add-ons which will make you improve it, will make you better, but improve your speech. But the fundamentals are the most important thing. Is a positive attitude. You see what I'm doing here? I'm doing cancellation.
Oh, okay.
So when I block, I don't just carry on. I block, release it, then I say the word again how I want to say it. And that trains my subconscious mind to get used to being fluent.
I kind of do the same thing. Say, for example, if I say a word, then I might not say it correctly, then I'll say it again. So is it that same kind of principle?
And what it is disclosure. So you've been honest. You're honest with yourself, honest with the listener. You're not happy with how you sound, so you say it again. rather than just carrying on, sneaking about.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
So if you're doing that as a fluent speaker, wow. But as a stammerer, we have to do that. If we don't, we start stammering because we're always trying to hide it.
No, because I find that I'll say a word wrong, and if I don't correct myself in that moment, then I'll end up saying the word wrong again.
Yes, you got it, bro. That's the whole point, bro. That's the point, bro. This is what, and for stammer, it's 10 times more important. Yeah, that's
I
and
can
it's
imagine
called.
how mad that must
see,
be.
and that's called cancellation.
Oh.
So I make sure I cancel all the time. But yeah, cancellation is one of the fundamental techniques. Don't let yourself get away with poor language or poor pronunciation, enunciation. Or else, long term, you're gonna start blocking, stammering all over the place.
Do you find speaking? I guess I want to say. When I say the Queen's English, I just mean normal English, and other than speaking slang. Do you speak more slang, or do you speak more...
Listen, I've only just learned to pronounce words. Bro, you don't understand. No one, you know what, I find it amazing, because it shows how people who stammer, how they think, and what they think is not actually true. I thought I was messed up. But when I talk to people about how I was in school and college, they're like, hey, you was fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, I wasn't fine.
I had no idea, man.
I was like, you were talking normally. It's like,
no idea.
That's the what?
Literally, no idea.
I wasn't talking normally. I was effed, bro.
No idea. I had no idea.
Because I didn't talk much, man. You know, with me, I could talk sometimes. And when I could talk, I took advantage. Because, yes, I feel like I can talk. So I got it out. But when I couldn't talk, I didn't talk. Okay. So I was very sneaky.
But then people would just see that as, he's a good listener.
Yeah, always quiet.
Yeah, he's quiet.
You know what happened to me? School, college, I wasn't so bad. I got away with it. Everyone knew I stammered. But I was fine in their eyes. But when I got to university, bro, it was over for me, man. The first day I got there, someone asked me for my name.
Yes, man.
I was bro.
That's it.
My eyes were rolling back, bro. I'm gonna say my name. You know what? Yeah, I'm laughing at myself. You can laugh as well because I find it funny, bro.
No, yeah.
You gotta make light of it. People who take their stammers too seriously, they're the ones who suffer the most. You gotta laugh at yourself. It's funny, bro. Sometimes it's funny, bro. If I'm blocking, sometimes I'm blocking physically in a moment, and in my head I'm laughing at myself, thinking, why the hell am I stammering? This is a madness, bro. I swear that. But when I do that more often, I get over it and I don't take it too seriously, and then I get out of it.
Yeah.
At uni, I couldn't survive, man. Lectures, tutorials, I would avoid all the tutorials because it's small classes, they ask you questions.
Yeah.
What's this? Nah. And I got a 2-2 because of it.
Yeah.
I got a 2-2. It messed me up, bro.
But then, I guess, do you feel like if you had, I guess, accepted that you had a stammer back in, say, secondary school and seek the help, then would you probably, I don't want, because I can't, but would you have been better off, do you think? Or do you think this going through it this way round was better for your journey?
To be honest, there's no help. The NHS, most of the time, their speech therapists are not specialised in stuttering. Speech, language therapy is not just stuttering. It's a whole bunch of things, everything else. Stuttering is only a tiny part. So the help I got at school was abysmal. I didn't get no help. Wow. And there's nothing available. So, and there are people who accept their stammer, they accept it as stammer. But then they use that as like an excuse to not try, to not do nothing, to just be like, I have a stammer, so I'm fucked. That's about it. So there's no proactiveness. But now there are tools available to help manage our stammers, the ones I explained.
Yeah.
And for the tools to work, you need the proactive mentality of going out there. Now I physically have something to control it, to manage it with. Now I can do something about it. But for some people with stammer, they're not aware of this type of help. So they're at home being miserable or isolated. So that's why we're on YouTube trying to spread awareness that